Alright, hey YouTube. I've been making a lot of videos lately because life has been very hard and just been attacked like at my job before, but not this one. This one I got sick and I've been sick since the 7th, and I got sick because of the children. I don't agree with the policy and they're now trying to let the parents know about it, and I don't know if they even gonna be able to enforce the policy of no sick children at the site, because they're all there all day long throwing up in the same room, and everybody else gonna get sick. And I caught the flu, the stomach bug, and the job that I had in retail was heavy stuff, and I pulled a second muscle in my chest, one on the right and then one on the left. It's just been really terrible. This year has been bad as well, since 2017 to now. Every year has been bad. But anyways, I'm gonna be applying because I gotta do what I gotta do. I've been sick with no pay for 2 weeks now, and this is gonna be the second week that I need off. At this religious childcare, I love the religious childcare. There's some things I don't like the staff gossiping about the parents. I can understand you can say something about their parenting, but you shouldn't gossip and talk about parents because you don't know what they went through to be a bad parent or why they're a bad parent. They could have experienced the same thing. Um, you know how people sadly will be abused as a child and then they abuse their children or etc. or whatever. It sometimes that happens. It literally do, and it's the same way for parents being a bad parent because their parents were bad. It does happen. But anyways, I got an idea from a coworker, good chick coworker, from my retail job that I had temporarily, because I was working in public schools and I loved it. Well, in a public school, not school. And I did with bullying for 2 years. Well, 1 year and a half, because I had to get on leave of absence because it was really mentally messing me up, the bullying, and it never stopped. And I thought maybe COVID, would bring kindness to this person to at least leave me alone. The world is already crazy. No, that didn't happen. So I ended up quitting, because I was told, I wasn't really believed by the principal. She was like, I don't believe that is happening. She was a new assistant principal. There was a different one. The principal didn't care either. He was a male as well. He didn't care. Downtown, they basically was like, you can go to a different school or substitute. So basically, the victim didn't get no help dealing with bullying, and the perpetrator, the bullier, and we're grown adults, and she's a whole nother sister. It's crazy. And I don't know if there was jealousy, or I know there was hate, and I've never done anything to her. I never talked to her except once at the convention, when school started back up, before we started the school year back up. We would have a year, I mean, not a year, a day where we all had to meet up, like assistants, and then teachers would have their own day, and they would go over the New Year's, what they expect, what changes. It was just like a meeting, with all other schools that were assistants, teacher assistants. So I got this bright idea from this coworker. She was like, "Why don't you just go to a different side of town, public schools?" So I don't fool with the one side of town no more. I didn't want to fool with going to a different school, because I felt like, why do I have to change schools? And I've been here for 3 going on 4 years, and I didn't do anything where I still would be there if I wanted to tolerate the bullying that would not stop. So now I'm gonna be seeing if this other side of town, city schools, basically, how you have the east, the south, the west, the north. Um, and I won't say the name of the school, but I worked at a South public school, and it was a contemporary school. No, not a contemporary school. Sorry, it was a complex school, meaning the children were, had a lot of behavioral problems due to their environment. They're, in poverty and deal with abuse, or parents that didn't take care of them. And I love these children and was able to understand them, and I love working with them because I understood. I was born and raised in the hood, and we went to school with children who were abused or hungry, so I know everything what these different types of children are going through versus the people that were there, that were, different races that really didn't understand fully because they're a different race. And I'm not racist or anything, but that's the truth. You could try to understand them, but you don't have experience with them. Like your lifestyle, where you've grown up at, is different, etc., etc. So I will be going east public schools. So I'm very excited about that and seeing if they are hiring. I'm gonna call today, literally after this video. I just know that public schools don't play when it comes to sick children. They take them to the nurse. They get sent to the nurse. It depends on age, age wise of them being able to take themselves there. Like pre-K, you will have to take them there, but I usually work with kindergartners and they are able to go down by themselves or with another classmate that take them there and they'll come back. But anyways, they don't play. They have the child taken to the nurse. They stay in that room and they get taken home. I mean, they don't get taken home, but they get taken home, meaning that they don't leave no sick child in the classroom. I mean, tons of sick children throwing up, bad coughs, sneezing, everything at this religious childcare. And I really loved working at a religious childcare because you won't deal with bullying or nothing. Of course, all religious people aren't good. Like I've heard gossiping, and that's their business. I don't let that bother me. Like it bothers me, but it don't bother me where I want to quit and go back into public schools, but not the same side of the city in public school. I would never ever go back towards or work at a different place for that side of town and city. Well, city, I'm saying city. They're the south, west, east, north, whatever county schools, because they didn't do anything for me to help me in my situation where, like I said, I've done nothing wrong. I was a hard worker and all that didn't matter because they didn't help me. They helped the person who was bullying. Basically, oh, you can stay here and bully her and think that I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not going to stay there. I'm going to quit. Like, and no, I don't want to work any other place in the city for this side of town, city. It's crazy. Like, no. So I'm really excited for that because I am a teacher now. I'm a pre-K teacher, and it's hard because I work with different age groups. Like I deal with threes, fours, and fives. And fours and fives is what I can deal with. 3-year-olds is a very hard. It's hard. It's hard. And then it's an autistic boy, a child, and he's also has ADHD, and I don't specialize in that. So I'm just very into getting back in public schools, a different side of the city, because you don't have to worry about getting sick. Like I haven't been sick since I was 16 years old, and I only got sick because I was living with siblings, of course, and they got me sick. I don't get sick. The only thing that happens during the winter is a little sore throat, and unfortunately, I got sick at a child care, a religious child care site because they want to keep the child there all day. Like, and I understand they can't really control it, but you can enforce things. Like if you have to pick your child up if they're sick because you sent them here. Like, they can't control a parent. Well, actually, they do temperature checks. So if and these children are telling you they're sick and their stomach hurt, literally the next day, half of the students weren't there. It was only 3 children. Usually it's tons of children. Usually I'm dealing with like 12 children and 3 was only there at the site. Staff was calling out sick. They had to shut down. Like it's just been a very bad year, and I feel like the devil is just not giving me any breaks. But I'm very interested in seeing if this side of town, well, city, I keep saying side of town, are hiring. So I can't wait to find out. I'm pretty sure they are because all places are literally low staff, and the place I'm at now is low staff, been low staff, and now you're low staff, and I'm not getting paid. And it's just crazy. Like I don't have time for this, and I always do whatever I have to do. Like I just don't even want to afford to get sick again because these children are sick there, and the weather is going up and down, and the only thing I ever get is a little sore throat. I have gotten the flu, strep throat. It was like pre-hell, and I'm still sick with the stomach bug. I've overcame and recovered from the sorry, my hand is shaking because my hands are tired. I recovered the strep throat, the inflammation in my chest, but yeah, I'm still recovering from the stomach bug. I'm actually going to the doctor's tomorrow for antibiotics. It's just been terrible. I've been in the ER. It's just been terrible. God bless.